Hi guys, welcome back. You're watching the Gamecast. My name's Denzel and I'm back with a brand new video. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been playing the 3 highest rated games of all time. And of course I'm gonna start this video off with the number 3 spot, and the number 3 spot goes to Grand Theft Auto number 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 is an action-adventure game played from a third-person perspective, as of each Grand Theft Auto game, but you already know that because who doesn't know Grand Theft Auto? But at least let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 4, because it's been a while since this game got released, and I played it at the time, and I played the DLCs and stuff, and I was a big fan of it, but I replayed it now, and I couldn't remember, well, I couldn't remember anything, so it was like I was playing a brand new game. Gotta be honest, the game actually looked pretty well. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting something like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I couldn't remember because it was such a long time ago since I played these games. I played it on PC, so maybe that's what made the graphics a little better. But for a game that's been released on April 29, 2008, I wasn't expecting a game to look this great. But of course, it's Rockstar, and Rockstar is known for making amazing visuals and stuff, if you think about Red Dead Redemption and stuff. So, eventually I finished the game. I did a lot of fucking around, shooting people, blowing shit up. I guess everyone plays Grand Theft Auto like that, of course. Well, at least I do before starting the campaign. But I came to the conclusion as to why this game has such a high rating, and I guess it's because of the storytelling. The storytelling is just amazing. It's very immersive, and it's kind of great. As to my opinion, if it really deserves the number 3 spot on the highest rated games of all times, I don't know about that. But it's definitely a very great game. So let's continue to the next one. So for the number 2 spot, we got Soul Calibur. Yes, this is a weird one, I gotta be honest. Some people might be like, nah, that's not weird, this is one of the best games ever. Well, I don't know, I wasn't expecting this to be the number 2 game ever, like in the history of all games. Well, it's weird. It was released on July 30, 1998, or originally. It was originally released on 1998, but eventually it was published for the Sega Dreamcast with enhanced graphics, and it was released in 1999. But originally in 1998 as an arcade game. But it was so successful, they published it for the Sega Dreamcast. So that says something about the game, okay? But we played it, and it was, well, very old. I gotta be completely honest, this game actually looked pretty great, still, to this date. I wasn't expecting it at all, because the game's from 1998, but I was like, damn, people at that time, in 1998, if you were playing it for the first time, you had to be like, what the fuck, this looks like real, man. This is like with real people. Of course, it doesn't look like that anymore, but I can still imagine how amazing this must have looked if you played it at the time being. But yeah, we played a lot, didn't fully completed the game. I was done after a while because I'm not really into the fighting games, but I'm gonna give an honest review about the game, and I liked it a lot. But then again, we end up at the question, is it worth the second best place of the highest rated games ever? I don't know about that. Because I really love a game and with a great story and stuff. Of course, this game has a nice storytelling, but it's nothing that sophisticated as some games. So you got some really amazing games that have been developed 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later that were so much more amazing, that got so much detail in there and so much scripted. Like, some games are almost movies and stuff. And I think that's what makes a great game amazing. It doesn't always have to be like a movie, but I mean, if it has all the specific details that makes a great game, so the combat, the visuals, the storytelling, the voice acting, if it all sums up to something perfect, I think that deserves one of the highest rated places. So I think it's really hard to discuss because this game is almost 26 years old, so it has a stable position, and I don't want to, well, bump into anyone's head and offend anyone, but yeah, it's an amazing game, but I don't know if it deserves the second place. I don't know if either of these games on this list deserve the place they got. I think they'll never be taken off their place, but who knows? Let's get on to the next one. So make some noise for number 1, and well, most people might expect it because a lot of people told me, at least, people I know, like, this is the best game ever, you have to play it, and I played it, and I couldn't finish it at first because it was too old, not because it wasn't a great game, it's a very great game, well, a very great game, it's a good game, but it was just a little bit too old for me because the controls were a bit chunky, and it was too much puzzle game-like, but at least I'm talking too much. I'm talking about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, talking about the puzzle stuff, all the way in the beginning of the game, I was already annoyed because I had to search for a sword or a shield, I don't know what it was. But there were no details or description of where I had to go. Like, the quest was like, search for it here somewhere in the woods. So I was walking around like nuts, man. I couldn't fucking find it. Eventually I found a hole and I was running around, and eventually I found it. And it took me so long. I was actually completely done with the game. I was like, fuck this shit. This is too much searching and stuff. But that didn't take the fun out of the game. Eventually I still finished it. I finished it like a month ago. So I eventually still went back to it because I had a mission and I knew the mission was to finish the game. So I did it. But to be completely honest, the game is kind of difficult. I had a hard time finishing it. I got some help. I went to YouTube a couple of times, so I gotta be completely honest. Usually I don't do this because I hate myself if I search for tips, but this game just wasn't fun enough for me. It's a very old game, and I enjoy it, but I'm not really a puzzle game kind of guy. I like storytelling and stuff, but this was too much, you know. In the beginning of the game, I already had to search for a sword or a shield. I don't remember, I don't recall. It's too long ago. I finished it like a month ago, and the game was pretty long, gotta be honest. But in the beginning, it already started with something like that. So I quit the game already, and I hadn't played it for a week because I couldn't find the stupid sword or shield, and I didn't want to use YouTube. But eventually I did, and I completed the game. So, but it took me a pretty long time, gotta be honest. I wasn't expecting the game to take that long for a game like this, for a game that's been 26 years old. I wasn't expecting a storyline for tens amounts of hours. But eventually I finished it. But to be the #1 spot for the highest rated games of all time, I don't know about that. I think it's a sentimental spot. A lot of people played it back in the day, and it just has a special place in their heart. So a lot of people are still telling everyone this is the best game ever. But, nah, in my opinion, well, it has some storytelling, but not the best ever in the history. Of course not. No, I'm pretty sure there are games that were released at that time that are as great as this one. But maybe for large Nintendo fans and all that kind of stuff, it is one of the best ones ever. But if I look at it at my perspective, nah, for me, no, not at all. I can't even imagine. I think Grand Theft Auto was even better. Maybe the fighting game was maybe even a little bit better. But it's also because I hate it when there is no talking in a game. And that has a specific reason, because I think the game is very boring and very blunt if you have no talking in there. You're only reading, and I really get tired of reading constant scripts and text and stuff. It just takes the immersiveness out of a game, because it's just a little less, I don't know how to call it, maybe it's less cozy or something. Does that even make sense? I think it does. Because I'm just like, wow, this is so blunt and so boring because no one is talking. It's like in real life. You want to talk to people, right? You want to hear people talk. It just gives a certain feeling and a sort of live life to a world or something. I don't know how to call it. Maybe I'm just full of bullshit. But I just wanted to tell you guys what my opinion was. But I don't want to talk this game all the way down. Of course, it's still a very great game. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So I finished all of these 3 games, and I'm kind of amazed that these games never got catched up by any other game, because in my opinion there are a lot of games that are way better than these 3. But well, I don't know, man. I'm not an official reviewer or something. I'm just an amateur. But yeah, in my opinion there were greater games being released after these. But let me know what your opinion is. Drop something in the comment section. Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please press like and subscribe to my channel. You would help me out a lot if you would subscribe. Please do it. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.